Okay, Muslim girls can marry at 15, says the court. Should all personal laws be uniform? Has this sparked off a fresh debate on a uniform civil code? Joining us now, Bhartiya Jilani, member of the All India Muslim Personal Law Board. Also with us, Meenakshi Lekhi, senior lawyer and a member of the BJP. Also joining me is Saadia Delvi, activist and author, and A. Faizur Rahman. He is Secretary General of the Forum for Promotion of Moderate Thought within the community. Appreciate all of you joining us. Bhartiya Jilani, here comes a Delhi High Court ruling upholding the marriage of a 15-year-old Muslim girl, saying the moment she reaches puberty, she is free to take a decision to get married in a country where for a Hindu girl that age would be 18. And the Muslim Personal Law Board welcomes the decision. Don't you think by welcoming the decision, you are creating a system, virtually endorsing that India must have two different laws, one for Muslim girls and one for the others?
You see, there is no, I think, surprise. There should be no surprise in this respect, because India does have a constitution which provides and protects the personal laws of every community. Therefore, it is so that it is according to the Constitution of India.
The Constitution, Mr. Bhartiya Jilani, the Constitution of India, Article 44 also said that the state shall endeavour to secure for its citizens a uniform code throughout India.
Yes. Article 44 is a directive principle.
Yes.
Article 25 is a fundamental right. There is a lot of difference between fundamental right and directive principle. Directive principle cannot prevail upon fundamental right.
Okay.
It is our fundamental right to have our religion, to practice our religion in the manner we want and the manner our religion provides for it.
Is it
so
not?
Our personal life is a part of that religion.
Okay.
Yeah, so you cannot say that directive principle is nothing before the fundamental right.
Okay, you're saying it's a fundamental right, but Saadia Delvi, isn't it basically a retrograde step? Shouldn't there be greater concern voiced within the Muslim community if a 15-year-old girl, on the moment she reaches puberty, is seen to effectively have the right to choose her husband? A right which is denied to other communities.
I'm very happy that these young girls are, protesting and thinking that this shouldn't be allowed, which is a good sign in the community. And so, it's not really happening. However, I feel that because the Muslim community does want to keep their personal laws, I think marriage has been, I think it's a good decision by the court, because after all, it's based on mutual consent. And if the parents had forced her and the girl wasn't did not consent, there would have been a problem even from the Islamic point of view.
My point of view,
I feel that you should keep that option.
No, when you say keep the option, let me throw it at you. What happens if, for example, tomorrow a 15-year-old Muslim girl is abused in any way? She will not get the benefit that others will get under the Child Protection Act, because she will not be seen as a minor. As a result of this judgment, effectively that girl, once she's reached puberty, is seen to have the right to decide, the autonomous right to decide on her husband.
No,
but what if there's a child abuse case?
I am sure that in exceptional cases there are platforms where a plea could be made. I don't think that is really. You don't
see that as a problem. You don't see that as a deterrent. That by creating a situation where a 15-year-old Muslim girl.
I think there should be change, but the change has to come from within the Muslim community. And I feel, the whole thing is that when you talk of uniform civil code, it's the bogey that the BJP raises. So the community does feel very threatened the minute you talk about, taking away
I'm going to come to that.
Laws. Because there is an assurance, and we don't want to completely assimilate, we don't want to isolate, we want to integrate Muslim, but you
don't want a uniform civil code.
Because it is a pluralistic society where people should be allowed keeping some traditions and laws.
Meenakshi Lekhi responded, there is a feeling that
has to come from within.
I think Saadia needs to understand two factors. One is that whenever we talk about, and I'm going to quote Faizi, who's an authority on Islamic jurisprudence, where he says that two parts of religion, one is the law, which is impersonal and it is enforced by the state to govern. And the second part is religion, which is very personal between you and your God. So when you talk about Article 19, it talks about the second part to the corollary, which Faizi is mentioning, that when you are talking about your God, your method of worship, you're going to mosque or temple or church, that is covered under Article 19 and that protection is available. But when we talk about Article 44, Article 44 is about how a society is to be run in day-to-day mundane things of life, how a divorced woman with a child needs to be protected, how a young child needs to be protected under the law, how a woman needs to be protected from polygamy and such practices, and these issues are gender issues, and one is talking about gender justice, human rights, which are governed by Article 12, 14, 16 and 21. And when you are quoting Supreme Court, must understand that repeatedly Supreme Court has condemned this practice of non-implementation of Article 44 and has said that this is a failure of our democracy.
Are you accepting then, Meenakshi Lekhi, that the debate is not about a uniform civil code but about gender-friendly laws, whether they are Hindus or Muslims?
Absolutely.
It should be about having gender.
I think a 15-year-old, whether a Hindu, Muslim, Christian girl or a Parsi girl, has the same physiology, physique, mental and health issues as anybody else. So look at it from a secular point of view. Please don't get embroiled in the religion. Not everything is about religion. Few things are about human rights and gender concerns. And these are the concerns of women. And simply because BJP is saying so does not make it wrong. It just shows that community has not taken enough steps to condemn it. Government of India has done nothing to bring, give gender justice to women who are suffering due to these
point taken. I think point taken that this really debate should be about gender justice, but at some level it has been made about Islamic law and autonomy, as Mr. Zafaryab Jilani is suggesting, freedom of religion. Let me get you in, Mr. Rahman. Is the Sharia frozen in time? Or is your view that it is dynamic, and surely the idea of a modern religion like Islam is that it must evolve with the times? Because you have people like Zafaryab Jilani who will say that it's the Prophet who in a sense sanctioned the fact that a girl can get married after puberty. Surely in today's age, 15 is not the age for a girl to get married.
Yeah, you're right, Mr. Sir Rajdeep. But the problem here is we are mixing up two things here. We are trying to bring in the Uniform Civil Code, the debate on Uniform Civil Code, and as well as you're trying to debate the Muslim personal law. The debate for Uniform Civil Code is totally irrelevant to the discussion. I completely disagree with Meenakshi Lekhi. As far as the Indian Constitution is concerned, the Article 44 cannot be implemented by any court of law, which is clear in Article 37. The Article 37 of the Constitution very clearly says that Article 44, no court can enforce Article 44.
Does the Sharia, Mr. Rahman, my question to you was, does the Sharia sanction it?
Certainly Muslim Sharia is not frozen in time. It progresses, it has the capability to evolve over time, and but the discussion here is within the community. Is 15 years, because the Delhi High Court says it based its judgment on the Mohammedan law. But the question is, how Islamic is Mohammedan law? And as you said, did the Prophet say that that 15 is the age of marriage for girls? No, at no point in time did the Prophet say that 15 or 16 or 12 is the age of marriage for girls. On the contrary, the Quran makes it very clear that the age of marriage, which is Balaghun Nikah, which calls in the chapter 4 verse 6, is the age of intellectual maturity. And the Quran says you can a Muslim orphan. See this if you look at the background of this verse, during some wars, a lot of orphans were created, and these orphans had to be taken care of. And Quran instructs the caretakers of these orphans to hold on to the property of the orphans and hand it over to them when they reach the age of marriage. And if they find in them intellectual maturity, hand it over to them. It's very clear in the Quran that the age of marriage is equated with age of intellectual maturity.
It's not just about age; it's also a question of consent.
Under any law, under any system in the world,
it's not just
age 15
about
is certainly not an intellectually mature age for marriage.
But it's
particularly
point
in
taken.
Islam, marriage being a contract.
Yes. No, your point
marriage
is
being a
taken.
contract, it has to be between two majors, two
The
adults.
Sharia does evolve, but you need consensus, ijma.
No, no.
And so that is why I'm saying it has
No,
to
but
come
why
from
should it be within the community? Why should it be within the
because
community?
that's the way, you know, you can evolve
No,
the law.
if you are, and that's where the Uniform Civil Code debate is coming from. Are these issues of personal laws going to be limited to a community? I think that's the point that Meenakshi Lekhi is making. This is about
Can I come in,
gender.
Rajdeep, for a minute?
Why should gender sensitive laws be limited to a community? Why shouldn't decisions on gender sensitive laws be taken according to the laws of the land? Presumably, Meenakshi Lekhi, that's the point you're trying to drive.
Rajdeep, for a minute.
No, just a minute.
Absolutely. What I'm trying to say, human rights issues are converted into a debate between majority and not all minority, but Muslim community, which is incorrect. I mean, there are several minorities in this country, and identity of a person in India is a very pluralistic, very complex, where identity of religion is a very small identity of language, identity of food, geographical area, so many different identities exist. So religious identity is given a more importance, and it's all in the mind. It's all in the mind, because when you're talking about, nobody is trying to take anybody's religion away.
Are we then
all
saying,
one is saying is
are we then saying a debate on the
human being.
Are we then saying a debate on the Hindu Marriage Act also would be a debate that would be carried out within the wider community and not just within Hindus?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's exactly my point. You see, the ideas which are being floated from Muslim community as a roadblock for Uniform Civil Code are the same ideas which are floated by the Hindu community or were floated. But irrespective of those ideas, Hindus' laws were codified and enforced on the community, and everybody came around. Nobody likes to change their law, but they all had to come around.
So
they are as regressive, as retrograde as
Mr.
anybody
Rahman,
else.
you want to
But
quickly
law of the
respond?
land
We
prevails.
don't think Islamic laws are regressive. We've always had
Rajdeep?
rights. Women have always had rights.
See,
They've had right
first
to
of all,
marriage, a right to honor,
first of
to
all,
work.
Looking at the
Uniform
Okay,
Civil
well, one
Code
by one, Mr.
is
Rahman.
not practicable in India.
Yes, Mr. Rahman, quick response.
Can I say something?
Yes, quick response.
Yeah, Rajdeep, the Uniform Civil Code not practicable in India. See, even within the Hindu community, there are different forms of marriage. For instance, there is this form of Saptapadi marriage in which you take 7 steps and then the marriage becomes a sacrament which is indissoluble. I mean, you can't dissolve it again. And then in South India, you have marriage which takes place by exchanging garlands, by exchanging rings, and what is called the Surya Maryadi Kalyanam and or the Sitirtha Kalyanam. And according to Indian law itself, you know, a marriage has to take place at least takes place at least as per the ceremony of one of the parties. For instance, if one party is a Jain, the other party is a Buddhist, the marriage ceremony has to be either Jain or Buddhist. Suppose if a Jain marries a Buddhist and performs the marriage ceremony in accordance with the Sikh rites, the marriage is invalid according to Indian law. So there are several court judgments to this effect.
Okay.
So
okay.
in fact, forget about the Muslims
Many
agreeing to
Muslim
Uniform Civil
couples
Code.
register
The
under
Hindu
the Civil
community
Marriages
will not
Act.
be able to agree.
That option is there.
Your point is
within
taken.
itself.
Okay, Mr. Rahman, your point is taken.
Laws within Hindu community.
Mr. Yes, Sadia. Are you saying that Muslims are being unfairly singled out? At the moment we raise the Uniform Civil Code debate, it becomes BJP versus the Muslim community. Why can it not be about gender sensitivity? I'm coming back to it. A 15-year-old Muslim girl, if there is a demand or a debate being made, why that she should have the same rights that other girls have, that they get married at 18?
But here she's done it on her own way.
So you're
She's
saying it's
had
about
the
sexual
courage.
autonomy of the girl?
Well, could be, yes. I mean, girls mature. Some girls mature emotionally at 15. Some even don't mature emotionally at 18, 19. I mean, you know, all
why
our
can't
parents,
there be one law? In today's day and age, why can't there be one law for all girls? Why should Muslim girls be seen as different?
I don't think it's about seeing as different. I think it's about personal choices.
It's about personal choices.
Personal choice.
At the end of the day, it's about personal choice.
My mother got married at 16.
No,
my brother got married to a girl who was still going to school. She finished her school after her marriage. I mean, you know, Muslims are also very worried. Let me tell you, there's a genuine fear that because of this sanction of premarital sex and live-in relationships and girls wanting to experimenting with sex very early, there are a lot of Muslim families, and I know some of them in America, and I know some here, who have got their girls married at 16 to very young boys, and they're all studying.
Okay,
I don't see any harm in that.
Yes,
if they are
Meenakshi,
all willing.
Meenakshi, yes.
you know, Sadia is making a point which is absolutely illogical and incorrect for the simple reason premarital sex is as much an issue in any other Indian community as in Muslim community. So far as live-in relationships and premarital sex happening is concerned is as common in Islamic and Muslim community as any other community. So these parallels are not parallels, and when Mr. Rahman talked about...
No, they have no sanction in Muslim communities. They have a sanction in a lot of
modern
my point.
There is no sanction.
Communities.
There is no sanction in any community. People
it's
do
becoming
it.
Socially
it's their
acceptable.
Choice, and it is never socially acceptable. People exercise their rights, and a lot of Muslim people exercise their rights and enter into such relationships.
Popular culture.
Okay, no,
I mean, you know, it's not a big deal.
I mean, forget. I think it's no big deal. That's precisely my point. It's no big deal, including Islamic community and Muslims. It's no big deal. Having premarital sex is no big deal. I can quote n number of Muslim girls who are indulging in this relationship.
Okay,
and forget this. I think it's not about this. What it is about.
There's a genuine concern.
No, there is a concern.
It's a very serious sin in Islam, so people are concerned.
No, this is a concern across communities. So let's
you have unwed mothers, you have abortions.
About marital age.
Yes.
Marital
you have disease.
Age is about maturity, which Mr. Rahman has talked about. And maturity as concerned today is recognized at the age of 18 under the Child Restraint Marriage Act. And when Mr. Rahman was talking about different rituals of Hindu community across different parts of the country, those are rituals. But when it comes to the laws of maintenance, when it comes the manner in which divorce and post-divorce and pre-divorce rights of a woman are concerned,
but
when it is about adultery, when it's about bigamy.
Can a South Indian Hindu marry as per
okay, hold on.
You know, some Muslim countries like Pakistan have formulated family laws.
Okay, we can do something like that. I just want to get, Mr. Rahman,
the Muslim law for marriage.
No, Mr. Rahman,
polygamy,
can we all agree on one thing?
Is to be looked at from a woman's perspective.
Can we all agree that the debate should...
I'm not saying polygamy does not happen in Hindus. It happens among Hindus also.
Can I just get you... Hold on.
Raising the age from 15 to 18...
Hold on, please, Mr. Rahman. Mr. Rahman, please hold on.
Anything that is unfair, anything that is inequitable, anything that is unjust is un-Islamic.
Mr. Rahman,
the of Islam is entirely based
Mr. Rahman, I just want a yes.
Natural justice. So,
Mr. Rahman, can I get a yes or no answer from you? And Meenakshi, just a minute. Can I get an answer from all of you, yes or no? Do you believe that the debate should be framed in terms of gender or religion? Mr. Rahman, quick answer. Should it be framed in terms of gender or religion? Quick, short answer. 10 seconds.
No, I mean, whether it's gender or religion, it should be whatever the basis must be justice. Are we doing justice to the to the girl?
Okay, point taken. So it has to be about gender justice. Mr. Zafar Jilani?
I don't agree with the gender. It has to be gender justice. All laws have to be gender justice.
Mr. Zafar Jilani, is it about religion or gender?
By forcing her to marry at the age of 15. That's the issue.
There is no question of any debate about gender or religion, because the girl herself has a right to give consent or not to give consent. She has given consent. She has equal human rights. Therefore, you can't say it is others have got no right.
Okay, so
human right.
You're saying it's about the sexual autonomy.
Therefore, you have no business.
Okay, is it about gender and the sexual autonomy of the?
I think it's a bit of everything. I mean, you can't say black and white. I mean, life is about negotiating the grey. There is a gender issue, and yet there is also a issue of religion, which is very, very deep-seated, deep-rooted in the hearts of of everybody.
Okay, final word to you, Meenakshi. Is the debate, should it be about uniform civil code or really about gender justice? Period. 10 seconds.
You see, yes, entire criminal law justice system and commercial law justice system is adopted uniformly across board, except the laws relating to marriage, succession. And these are the laws which affect the women of the country the most, including the minority community and especially Islamic or Muslim community. And it's about gender justice. And justice cannot be bereft of gender.
Okay.
And gender equality.
Fair enough. That's the debate which we hope to we'll keep taking forward. Remember, ironically, one of the ironies of this case is that the girl went to the court. The court has granted her sexual autonomy. So to that extent, she could well claim that she's got gender justice. Others will of course see this as reigniting the debate for a uniform civil code. But Meenakshi Lekhi, Mr. Rahman, Zafaryab Jilani, Sadia Delvi, appreciate your joining us on our talking point tonight.